Since social media has become widespread around the world, you can easily learn about Japan with just one click of Instagram or a YouTube video as you did. However, from a Japanese perspective, some of you have some misunderstandings about Japan. So this is the current status of the train operation in Tokyo. Delay, delay, delay. Well, Japanese trains. Well, punctuality is the first thing that comes to mind. Yes, it's true to some extent. However, trains are often delayed. But not only trains, but also sushi, anime, futon, and the Japanese houses, all things that are simple as Japan. But I thought that there are some misconceptions about them. So this time I will introduce 15 common misunderstandings about Japan. Alright, so the first thing is Japanese breakfast. Japanese people eat rice and fish for breakfast. Well, this is typical image of Japanese breakfast that you might encounter in the anime or manga scenes. But I must say that nowadays we are too busy cooking rice in the morning and grilled fish in the morning. So more and more Japanese are simplifying their breakfast by choosing breads. Well, according to the survey, about 60% of Japanese people eat bread for breakfast instead of rice. Alright, so the following misconception is about the sleep on the Japanese people. But futon has become a common word even in English, and many non-Japanese people use futon for sleep. And while it's commonly believed that many Japanese are sleeping in the futon, it's no longer the truth. Well, just like the traditional breakfast, which is no longer relevant to our busy lives, there are more and more people who prefer to sleep in bed, and me as well. Well, futon is great for sleeping on tatami mat, a traditional floor mat made of brush. But however, there is more westernized houses these days, like, as you can see, my house is also westernized, not traditional Japanese at all. And it's becoming difficult to find a room with tatami. So with a wooden floor, it's also much easier and comfortable to sleep in the bed. By talking about the houses in Japan, there are so many traditional wooden housing, where Japanese traditional housing with wooden structure and tatami floors are often showcased in. As people like you see it often, it's creating a misunderstanding that there are so many traditional wooden houses across Japan. But unfortunately, that is a little old information, and especially in the big cities like Tokyo or Osaka, those traditional style houses are getting less and less. If I go outside now in Tokyo, it's really hard to find traditional Japanese houses. If you want to see and explore the picturesque vibe, you might need to head out to the countryside in Japan. While in olden days, when international traveling became popular, it was often said that Japan was expensive to travel. Well, in some sense, Japan being in the Far East, depending on where you are from, the cost of journey can be quite expensive, it's true. However, compared with other big cities in the world, the trip cost in Japan is not extremely high at the moment. But with the current exchange rate at the moment, there are more and more foreign visitors who are enjoying the country on a reasonable budget. So Japan being expensive is a thing of the past. Well, you can even eat delicious Japanese food just for paying $5. If you are giving up on traveling to Japan because you think it's expensive, that's a big misunderstanding. Please come to Japan. It's cheap now. Alright, so Japan has 4 seasons, it's quite famous, and each season brings a completely different atmosphere. Well, therefore you should pick the right one for you. Well, you will hear this quite a lot when you start planning your Japan trip, and I also say that many times. Well, although it's true, there are some parts of Japan where 4 seasons are not so clear. Well, since the island is quite vertical, very long, depending on the area, you don't experience the clear difference between the 4 seasons. For example, Okinawa at the southern end of Japan has longer summer season, and the difference between summer and autumn is very subtle, to be honest. Living in Japan, there are some taboos, and we don't talk about religion in our daily life because it's one of the taboos. But if you address anything related to religion, I would say most Japanese people would say he or she is not religious. There are fewer people who believe in specific religions in Japan, that's true. However, interestingly, we do have many traditional events related to local religions such as Buddhism or Shintoism. For example, every New Year, even though we think we are not religious, it's normal that we visit Japanese temples and shrines to make a wish for the New Year. Well, of course, I believe Japanese people take it for like religious activities, but the truth is there are so many events and activities we Japanese do related to the religion. Alright, so what's the most popular Japanese food? Could be ramen, but I would say it's sushi. Well, being the most famous Japanese food, some people believe that we eat sushi almost every day, or maybe like quite often. But as French people eat baguettes every day, Italian people drink espresso every day, but this is a big mistake. Even though sushi is so delicious, but it's not a common dish that is put on the table at home. But it's more of a special occasion meal that you would go out and eat at the sushi restaurant. The thing I want to emphasize most about the misconception everyone has is that Japanese people can't speak English. Well, it's true that Japanese people are not good at speaking English, but however, they know more English words than you think. And if you speak English slowly, you will realize that they understand your English more than you imagine. So please don't give up thinking that Japanese people can't speak English anyway. Anime time. Well, everyone enjoys anime and manga, and I do as well. Well, Japanese anime and manga culture is loved by so many fans across the world, and you love it maybe. And because of that, there is a myth that everyone loves and watches them so often. Well, that is not the case. Well, of course we did grow up watching some anime and movies. Well, me, like, you know, watching Detective Conan, One Piece, I don't know, Dragon Ball, whatever. There is a tendency that, like, as we grow older, our interest varies. So there are some people who are very into Japanese manga as adults, of course, and there is no, offense to that. But there are some who don't consume any on a daily basis. Alright, so Japan is safe. It's true. But unfortunately, we are not in heaven. We do have criminal cases. Well, according to Japanese police report, 703,000 cases of low crime were recognized in 2023. Well, obviously, it's not, small number. And it's reported that the number of cases had risen from the previous year, fortunately. But the main cases are the minor offenses, such as stealing bicycles. Well, despite all the positive comments towards Japan's safety, well, it's really appreciated and we are very proud of it. But we should remind ourselves that there is no place where we can fully relax and stay 100% safe. With the various high level of technologies shared globally by Japanese companies, there is a myth that Japan is a high-tech country. But foreign travelers expect everything to be digitalized and excited to see what would supply them. But however, to be honest, Japan is far from a technology-based country. But there are many cases, especially in the work environment, that we operate with classic paper document and stamps. But also, it's slowly changing step by step, but we are not yet cashless society, and you will notice there are many occasions during your trip that you need to actual coins to pay for your small purchases. But Mount Fuji, which is the highest mountain in Japan, can be seen from Tokyo. But you might have seen some beautiful photos of Tokyo with Mount Fuji in the background. But this kind of very tourist photo gives the wrong impression that Mount Fuji can easily be seen from anywhere in Tokyo. However, those photogenic shots are taken at the perfect season on the perfect day by professionals. But unless the condition is great, it's not easy to find Mount Fuji, even if you go up the high, scrapers. Because of the distance between the mountain and Tokyo, if you want to see the gorgeous mountain, you should plan your trip at least to Hakone, where you will definitely enjoy Mount Fuji surrounded by beautiful Japanese nature. Well, one of the biggest pieces of advice foreign travelers get before their trip to Japan is don't talk on the train and keep silent. Well, it's true to some extent. If you purely believe in silence, you will be surprised that there are so many Japanese people chatting in public spaces in a train. But there will be some conversations, and of course, kids cannot keep the silence forever. It's recommended to keep the silence to maintain the atmosphere, but there is some chatting going on. But it should be slightly quieter than trains other part of the world. But of course, these are many other things that differ from your expectation besides what we introduced this time. But Please come to Japan and see yourself. You will definitely discover a new Japan. So in this video, we introduce things that are overrated in Japan, so please take a look at it as well. Alright, so thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye.